welcome to another Drive-In Double Feature. I'm Ryan,
I'm Nathan.
and this is the podcast where we talk about two movies a week every Tuesday and Thursday. But before I have anything at all, we have a Patreon over at patreon.com/Drive-In Double Feature podcast. You know, Nathan, I was at my local Australian restaurant, Outback Steakhouse,
Oh,
the other
you're
day.
really getting into the culture there.
Yeah, the waiter came over and said, "Good day, mate." And, and I said,
Hmm.
"Yeah, put another shrimp on the Barbie."
And they did.
And they did. They gave me a shrimp. Well, they said we actually call it prawns, not shrimp.
Put another prawn on the Barbie, please.
Oh yeah,
Say it
I said please
correctly.
bring the prawns then. But
Hmm.
I said, oh yeah, you got some really great specials here. They said, yeah, we do. But you know what's even more special is the podcast that Nathan and Ryan do called Drive and Double Feature Podcast, which they have a Patreon over there for only $5 a month. You get all kinds of fun games, conversations, just a grand old time over there. You know, like as we Australians say, that's a bonza of a deal. So
And if you put in
I
code DIDF, you get no discount on your mobile order for Outback Steakhouse, but you might spread a little bit of word. So just to let you know.
just write DIDF in the tip section on your Outback Steakhouse receipt. That's your promo code.
Wonderful. They're gonna love that there.
And anyway, they mentioned that, and I said, "Oh yeah, that sounds like a great deal." And he said, I wonder how much Nathan and Ryan know how special they are to us Australians." And I said, I think they know.
We know. We know.
But today we are going to be talking about the movie Body Melt from 1993, which is directed by Phil Brophy. Um, where to begin with this one, Nathan?
Yeah, well, I do. I want to. I have a question. Why did you pick this one? How did this come up?
So, so this one, there is a subreddit on Reddit that's just called like r/absurd movies.
Okay.
And like every now and then I'll browse that area just to see if there's like something worth watching. And they will be like, have like a clip. And they did the opening scene to this movie in the gas station or the petrol station
Hmm.
where like the guy was just like kind of melting and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, like it's like a body horror type movie. That sounds great.
Hmm.
And so that was my whole reason for picking this one. I just thought it sounded like a fun time, and I thought we would really enjoy this for the podcast.
Yeah. I mean, it was a great pick for the podcast. It fits what we would normally talk about.
Yeah. So this movie, I want to say, it feels like a very experimental type of movie. Um,
Yeah, it's artsy. I honestly had a hard time following it, and I think that's kind of the point. I looked it up, and it's four different short stories put together, which would
yeah.
make sense.
So the whole premise of this one, I think, is that they really wanted to make an anthology type of movie,
Hmm.
and they didn't really do it, but it was kind of like I guess they were kind of told like, like, oh, you need like a bridging plot line or whatever. So, it still ends up as a regular narrative. The
Yeah.
problem with that is though, Nathan, there's not real who's the main character of this movie? The
No,
cops?
I thought so, but no. Or maybe even like the kids that go to the farm, I thought was going to be the main characters. Or no, there's no main character. That's what makes this movie so weird because like once you settle in with a certain character, it's gonna go somewhere else for like about 15-20 minutes.
Yeah. So the basic premise of this movie is that there's this new drug that's being launched that's being put into like people's food, like this new supplement type of thing.
Hmm.
And they're they're trying it out on this really specific suburb called Homeville or
Hmm.
Holmesville, I think is what it was called.
Yeah, Holmesville. Yeah, which I guess is near Melbourne.
Oh, this sounded made up, so I didn't bother to
Oh
look if that was real
no,
or
no,
not.
sorry. They say that in the movie. I think they say it in the
Uh,
movie. They're like, oh, it's near Melbourne.
yeah, so it's just like looks like a generic suburban town, but
Hmm.
it's full of Australians, obviously, and it's like
Yeah.
like one is like this married couple, and one are like these two like frat party goer dudes, and one's like this guy that lives by himself. Um,
Yeah, it's like an eclectic neighborhood. It's very odd. Um, but I want to say what like the real intro of the movie, because I thought I was gonna love this movie at first. Like it was hitting
uh,
all the right notes. There's a woman in the beginning, and she's like surfing like a virtual neighborhood, which is Holmesville, and it's like this early CGI, and she's like going through it, and she's talking about like espionage, right? Because that's the main guy from the beginning of the movie. And she's like, "Oh, he's gonna give out our trade secrets on our supplement, but don't worry, we're gonna kill him." And she's completely naked while doing this whole
yeah.
dialogue too. And this music uses all like electronic, like house music, so it's got a really cool soundtrack. And I was like, "Oh wow, I'm feeling this one. This one's hitting all the right notes right now." Oh,
No, yeah, I that's what I thought too. I was like, okay, like, because the movie goes in, because like you said, it's very much it's kind of starts out as like an espionage type of movie where this main dude is like sleeping with this one executive to
hmm,
basically get information so that way he can release it to the public, leak it to the public.
yeah,
And then, but she's aware of what she's doing,
hmm,
and basically was like aware that she was being double crossed. So she double crosses him and like puts that supplement, that chemical, into like his drink, and then he
hmm,
drinks it, and this leads to like what happens to all the other people. So he kind of starts acting like really crazy, like really erratic, and he like goes out there like with the intention of releasing these secrets. And when he gets to like this gas station or petrol station,
hmm,
he just like, detergent, I need detergent. And he buys like this thing of like dish detergent and just starts like chugging it. And the
hmm.
guy's like, oh, what a weirdo. And and,
Yeah,
and this guy's like body is just starts falling apart. Like when he's driving, he has like
hmm.
this big open like gaping hole in his neck, and he's just like pouring dish soap into it.
Yeah, and it's like getting bigger and bigger and like grosser and grosser. And he ends up getting chased by the cops, and then he crashes his vehicle, and he does end up dead. So like you think like, okay, we got a movie start set up here, right? Like we're starting up with a mystery. And guess what? It like doesn't really follow that for most of the movie.
No, so like the whole thing was like, because they're, like I said, they're kind of implying that they're testing out this supplement in like this little neighborhood, like sending people like these free food and drinks, and just seeing like
Hmm,
how they react to it, and they can study them. And there's that main girl, like the one at the beginning of the movie that betrayed him. She's, I guess, like her and like the doctor, like the de facto like villains of this movie,
hmm.
but they're not really in it that much. And they kind of like establish like, okay, well, here's the neighborhood, and like I said, they have like all the different personality types. And then I thought the main guy was going to be like the guy that like lived by himself, and then like
Yeah.
he would fall in love with somebody and all that. But no, he's just another victim. Like he ends up drinking the stuff, and he ends up going to like an airport or something, and like starts like seeing all these weird people, like just like he just starts having all these visions, and like, or like this girl whose body is just falling apart. He's just like, can I have a place to stay the night, even though she's not actually there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and like those two people that were making fun of him weren't there, and they go back to their home together, and she like changes form into like a woman without any issues, and like massages his stomach, but she's not there either, and he keeps like having these dreams of it because I guess this supplement causes you to have like hallucinations and stuff like that. Because the way the movie frames it is it's like a health thing. Like this is like a way to lose weight or to become extremely fit. And it's in the what I got out of the movie was like it's the body attacking itself, literally like destroying itself at some points. Because anytime the body, like, the body horror stuff happens where like stomachs cave in or stuff explodes, you get that weird shot of like almost like a tapeworm inside their body, like in their like intestines or
Yeah,
something.
they all do that weird shot where it looks like there's something traveling within them,
Yeah.
like trying to get out.
And I'll say, if this movie does one thing right, it's the special effects. It is a disgusting movie. This movie is a gross out movie.
So this movie is a three-time nominee for at the Australian Academy Awards.
Oh,
So,
hell yeah. I'm happy that they can nominate genre movies over there.
so, it's purely for technical reasons. I think it was like film editing and design and costume design were
You
like
know,
the three that was nominated for.
I think on a technical level, I can see how this movie works. Did you feel like the cinematography was really interesting in this movie? It's like a clean looking movie. It has a very unique style to it.
They're all the shots and stuff in this movie are like very different. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it just
Mhm.
works.
Yeah, and so this movie feels like a Peter Jackson movie. It feels like the Australian Peter Jackson in a way. Maybe not as like skilled in storytelling, and not. I wouldn't say it's as good as his stuff, but it kind of has a similar vibe, kind of off kilter.
Yeah. So it's a very odd movie. Like I said, like once we go away from like that plot point of the the guy like, falling apart in the gas station, they move on to like these two like I guess idiots, type of thing. Like they're just a couple of like, like knucklehead guys that are just traveling throughout Australia. They're on a
Yeah.
road trip and they end up stopping at like this Aboriginal like type of restaurant, which is like like basically like the equivalent of like, like one of those like hillbilly restaurants or whatever, like you would see like in another horror movie or something. And
Hmm.
when they get out, they end up seeing like all these like deformed people, like they have like these ugly, like gross teeth, are dirty, and they all have like seeming like they're mentally handicapped in some sort of way.
Yeah.
And this scene goes on for like quite a bit, where it's just them like on this farm, like,
Yeah.
and they're just kind of like, oh man, this is weird. Like, what's going on here,
Yeah.
type of thing. And one of the guys like ends up like attracted to like the female of the group, and she's like the only one that's like kind of semi like normal.
Semi-normal. Yeah.
Yeah. And instead, like she's like, oh, we're gonna go have sex. Let's go in the barn. And then she just starts like killing him.
Yeah,
Like
like
just
stabs. I think he stabs him in the dick with like a giant metal rod.
rod. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
like it's so weird, and it's such a long scene too to get to that point because it's more of just like, oh, weird stuff keeps happening. They like kill a kangaroo and get its adrenal gland, which these two
yeah,
idiots see this and they pull out that, and then one of the idiots goes, "Oh, he pulled out the adrenal gland." I'm like, what? How do you know that?
they just know kangaroo anatomy.
They just, I mean, every Australian has to, right?
They have to.
Hmm.
But
Like every American knows every McDonald's where it is at, right? Every street corner, I know where that McDonald's is at.
where's your local McDonald's? Go.
It's
Say it.
no,
Say
God,
the
wait,
address
no,
out
no, no,
loud.
no, 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 no. But I know where it's at. I know where your McDonald's is at, and don't make me drop it.
No, oh crap. Don't no, anyway, it's but she goes out like she's murdered this guy at this point, and she runs into, I guess, her dad or whatever, and he's like, what did I tell you? Keep it in the family. Like,
Yeah. Which yeah, that was pretty funny. And I like that he was like, and we got to get that other guy now. And then the other guy's like hiding and he's like like looks around like scared because he's about to get caught by this freak
well,
family.
because there's a truck out there, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna steal this truck, and he
Mm-hmm.
hops in, and the truck only drives in a circle. Like for some reason, it only goes in like does donuts, and it's just like, and it's
Oh
just like,
yeah. And the people the people sing Highway Star, the Deep Purple song. He keeps saying like ain't nobody gonna steal my car. He says that multiple times.
uh, there was that, and then the only reason, like, because I kept thinking, I'm like, because I think we were like 20 minutes into this movie at this point. I'm just like, what is like what does this scene have to do with what we just saw at the beginning of the movie type of thing? Like, 'cause it's
Hmm.
very odd, and I even still I think like they could have cut a lot of that scene out because I'm just like I don't see much of a point in it, but they do kind of bring it back in and tie it back in together because it is revealed that like that hillbilly guy is kind of like a scientist and
Hmm.
he was like the one kind of developing like that drug with like the main evil dude.
Yeah, and he was testing it on himself, so that's why he's all deformed. And then when he gave the drug to the guy, he deliberately took out a piece of the vitamin so it would start like killing people off, and that's why this is happening. And I liked that reveal. I thought it was good. I just it's weird to complain about this movie because it just feels experimental, like it's trying to tell the story out of order. But it almost made me a little uninterested because none of it was making sense. Like that scene happened, and I did not understand what the point of it was until like the end of the movie, which I feel like it just doesn't work.
Well, I mean, we kind of said it before. There is no main character in this movie, so it's really hard for me. I mean,
Hmm.
don't get me wrong, anthology movies work. We've talked about them before,
Hmm.
and they do work. And I'm not even saying this movie would have been like I would have been opposed to an anthology, but that's not how this movie is being presented. It's being presented like it's a full narrative.
Yeah, it does.
And
There's no clear split ever.
right. And there's no differences or anything like that. It just all kinds of feels like it's tied together in some sort of way. And I would have liked it if there was like a main character like trying to figure out what's going on and
Hmm.
that sort of thing. And like, but instead it's we don't really get a main character. I mean, like the closest thing to a main character is just like the uh the cops, I guess, which but they're not in the movie that much, but they're like the one connecting thread.
Yeah, because they keep investigating what's going on and trying to figure it out. I love that one of the cops is like, because they're talking about this weight loss drug, because they figure out that that's the connecting piece, and he's just eating like a burger and he's like, "Oh, I'm perfectly healthy. I would never do anything like that," and he's just chowing down. Um, so I thought that was a little funny. So yeah, they're like the main focus, but then again, like you said, they're not in it enough to be a main focus. Hell, in an anthology movie, I wouldn't even consider them the main, like an anthology part of the movie. They're so like such a little part of this movie because this movie deviates heavily with the pregnant lady. There's like the whole sequence with the pregnant lady, and that felt like it had nothing to do with anything going on.
No, I mean the only payoff was the scene where she dies.
Hmm.
Um, because that was like another kind of disgusting scene where
Oh yeah.
her she she's pregnant and her husband comes home from work, but then she's just like she's just standing there and all of a sudden she's like, I lost my placenta. And it's just like this placenta and it looks like an alien face hugger from Alien
Yeah, it looks
type
like
of
the
thing.
face hugger. Yeah.
And it like it goes up and does in her husband's face and everything. He's just like, ah, and then her baby just like dies in her stomach and explodes and like there's like a huge gaping hole like in her
Hmm.
stomach where like the baby was and it's just like all this smoke and gas shoots out from her.
Yeah, they're definitely like there's like moments like that where it's like the creativity is there because like it's almost like they had that face hugger coming out and there's like that scene where the person has it like coming out of like their mouth and stuff like that. So like when they were thinking about gore for this movie, they definitely were doing good to keep it gross.
Yeah, I mean there's just I'm trying to remember like all the there was like all the people that do die in this one, but there was another one I remember where like a guy's head like basically just like melts and like turns into like this green goop type of thing.
Hmm.
And then eventually that husband with the pregnant wife, like he eventually dies because he's at the police. Because I thought he died in that scene, but I'm like, oh no, I guess he lived. And then he's
Making
like
no
at the police
sense.
station, and then like his face kind of like blows up like a balloon, like he gets like these like big knots or whatever, big bumps, and he's just like, oh, like it's just like these bumps are like
Hmm.
popping, and I thought I was like, if I saw a guy going through that and I was a cop, I would have just shot him just like as a mercy
You
kill,
think
just like
so? I don't know.
just like
I kind of get it. I'd be so scared. Like, what the hell is going on? I probably wouldn't know what the hell to do.
like that guy is clearly suffering. Like he needs to be put
Oh
out of
yeah,
his misery.
definitely. Yeah, because they're all standing around just scared out of their mind. The movie does start to come together, like in the end, I think, when you start to make more sense of it. Because I really like that scene where it is revealed that the guy, the hillbilly guy actually made it. And then we start to learn a little bit more about the woman. We return to her from the beginning of the movie, and she starts to fall apart. And she's like the big, like, gross out reveal at the end of the movie because her face is just exploding. Um, so
Well,
I,
yeah, I like that scene because like even like the scientist guy, like the main doctor dude that
Mhm.
was like it turns into like the main bad guy. Like even he is like, we need to pull this we need to pull this drug off the market because it's killing people. And she's like, but I have all these stores like expecting it though. Like we can't just
Mhm.
pull it. And he's like, and yes, but it's killing people. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's right. And she like yells at this bodybuilding man because they reveal that there's
Oh yeah,
the warehouse and it's all bodybuilders working in there.
like the bodybuilder where it's like he has got like this really like he's got like this real high pitched voice.
Yes, yeah. That's pretty funny.
And, and then the one guy's like watching a porno and he's just like, oh
Oh.
yeah. And he's just like, and his his
His
his
dick.
crotch like his dick just starts like inflating and you think he's getting a boner or something, but it's like hits his dick like just like getting too big. He's just like, oh no, it just explodes.
Yeah, there's just like bloody mush all over the TV. Um, so like goofy. Like, yeah, I mean, I honestly feel like this movie was just like somebody wanting to make like a gross out movie and just trying to like piece together how to best get to all of these gross out ideas. Can't believe it's an Australian Oscar nominated movie, but I get it.
Yeah, not for best picture or anything. They gave it to Crocodile Dundee for the fifth year in a row.
Yeah, Crocodile Dundee just did it so well. Yeah.
Just 5 years in a row, best picture.
Yeah, thank
Why
God
they
that
do? Why
what?
they should do that every year for the Oscars. Like every movie's in contention that's ever been made.
Wow, and then we just pick what
Uh,
actually is the best like of the past like 90 something years. I
yeah,
think
and
so too.
it either wins the same movie, wins the same one, or it's something different.
That's why the Oscars is so boring. They've just been picking wings every year. It's that good.
They haven't made a good movie since Wings.
Yeah, Wings was like the pinnacle, and it's like it's been a fight to try to beat it out, but it's just
Yeah,
that good.
yeah. It, in 2028, it's going to try to win its 100th Best Picture award.
We're rooting for Wings here at the
Yeah.
IDF. Just saying.
But
um,
no, but no, it kind of all comes together. You get a little more like body horror stuff.
mhm,
There is a lot more gross scenes. It's really difficult to like actually talk about like a branching plot point because it really is just kind of like a very loose anthology type of movie where there is like a thin connecting thread to it,
mhm.
and you don't really spend enough time with the character to get invested into them in any way. And the movie kind of ends with like everyone's sort of dying and the drug still goes out on the market and it's just like in stores throughout all of Australia. And that's just like, yep, that's the end.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's just kind of over. So yeah, like you said, it's a hard movie to talk about because it's so weirdly put together, and I just um yeah, the story is hard to follow, and I think that's why I don't love this movie. And it sucks because this movie felt like something I would really like. Like I said, it started off as like, oh, this is a really interesting like body horror mystery, and then it just kind of loses touch. Um, I can't say it's bad though. I really can't because I
No,
think there's some really cool stuff, really cool ideas here.
no. And I want to say too, I mean, like you said, like the music in this movie is
Oh, so
like
good.
it's insane. Like it's so crazy and off the wall, and it's just kind of works. Like there's even like a theme song to this movie at the end credits. We're like body mount. It's like
Yeah.
sounds like you're in a dance rave or something like that. And
Yeah.
just
It
like the special effects alone, is a treat to watch.
yeah,
I mean, story wise, it's a little weak for me. Um, like I said, I can't say I would recommend it
I
to
wouldn't
too many
either.
people. I mean, it's nice. It's like a little interesting, like body horror movie, but I can't say that it's coherent enough where I was just like, oh yeah, you need to go out of your way to see it.
Hmm.
It's like just barely. I recommend that is, but there are good stuff in there to praise it for, though. It's not a bad movie.
It's kind of like a recommend if you're the exact right person for this movie, but otherwise,
Yeah,
nah. Um,
because I would have liked a little bit more of a cohesion, a little more of like a narrative, like
mhm.
so to speak, or something like that. Because it kind of just feels like you get to like towards like the end of this movie, and I mean like the way we're explaining it, I think we are making a little too much credit for like the story, like how it sounds connected, but like
Yeah.
because by like an hour into it, I have no idea where this movie's going. Like
I felt dumb. I felt dumb. Like I was seriously like watching it and I was like, why am I not understanding what's going on in this movie? It was seriously that incoherent that I was like, I'm confused on whatever's happening here.
I mean, it just seems like the movie is more or less just like here's a person and here's how they die in a really gross way.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just kind of like a gore movie. I can imagine getting like a nasty VHS tape of this back in the 90s and being like, wow, this is a treasure. Like this is so weird. I would have
Like
loved
it's
to watch
just
it that way.
like you're gonna have to like Lysol the tape. It's so nasty.
Yeah, it was found like in a dump somewhere. Oh yeah. That's my type of movie. So
You
yeah,
think
yeah.
you think people were going wild for this movie at like Australia's Blockbuster or whatever? Like,
Oh, I could see it. Like maybe there was like two tapes there and they were probably always checked out. I mean, this movie has like that feel of a movie that people would love, like absolutely adore.
it seems like a cult movie status. It's not
Hmm.
really, but at least not from what I could tell. I'll say
Yeah.
that. But overall, what's going to be a not recommend? But
Mm-mm.
again, it's not a bad movie.
No.
But I think that's going to do it for us, Nathan. So, what are we going to be talking about on Tuesday?
All right. Well, on Tuesday, we are going to be talking about 1974's Big Bad Mama, which is streaming right now on Tubi and Amazon Prime.
Oh, perfect. I love Martin Lawrence. And
Yeah, you're in for a treat.
but terrific. Cannot wait to watch that one. But Nathan, on Thursday, we are going to be talking about the movie uh Justice Ninja Style.
Oh boy.
And that one is for free on YouTube.
Nice. You are picking like the weird stuff, and I love it. I love it. That's exactly what this podcast is made for. No, I'm excited.
Perfect. Terrific. But if you have any thoughts and opinions about this podcast, please email us over at drive-in-double-feature-podcast@gmail.com. Don't forget to check out our YouTube channel at Drive-In Double Feature Podcast. And also check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Drive-In Double Feature Podcast. But until next time.
Until next time.